Alright, I'm going to show you a rush build and also show you one way how we can use this build or a similar build, generally a rush on a certain map. And the map would be the Ishiyama runes map, and I will talk mainly about this build here. So 2 match locks, 5 infantry units and 7 cav units. Alright, here we go. So the first light cav unit you put in this forest here and let it walk so it remains hidden and until here. So I will come back to this unit later because firstly we have to do some other stuff. Your second light cav you put into this forest and let it walk all the way over there because you want to scout this forest because you do not want you do not know what is in this forest. Maybe there are some hidden cav units, some ranged units you do not know, but you want to scout. What is most likely going to happen is that your opponent will cut off your way right here, because he will see you're approaching light cav on his right side, and will send some cav units to force you to retreat. But if he fails to do so, you have a cav in his back, and what you should do with this light cav is to let it walk all the way over there, because then your opponent will get mad. Actually, everyone gets mad if he has any cav unit in his back, because you just do not want this, because it's so dangerous. Which means he will put a lot of attention to this light cav. And that's all you want. So you may get a engagement you will win because your opponent doesn't countercharge. So, but what you have to expect from his main cav force is that it will run straight to this Sotojo. Why? Because he has only the workshop, while you have the shrine and the Sotojo. So what you should do is to take your 3 best cav units and let it go and let them run straight here, because your opponent will most likely deny the Sotojo if you do not so. And that's something you do not want. But if you go straight this way here, you will also most likely reach this hill first. Which means if he wants to engage here, he most likely will fight uphill, which is something he doesn't want, and he will retreat if he sees there is the possibility for. Then you have 2 remaining cav units, and these 2 cav units are supposed to either help this cav force here if your opponent really engages here, but if these 3 cav units are enough to scare him off, they should go right here. One should go here and one here, because if you do this, you will also put further attention to this side. So you can also do some fake charges, and this is exactly the point when you can reveal this light cav. So you bridge the distance between those forests as quickly as possible, and as soon as you have reached this forest, you stop running, so it will remain, so it will get hidden, and then you have this light cav in this forest. Your opponent most likely won't see it because his attention will be on this side, because you put pressure here, and also if you have the micro, you can put pressure on this side here. So you force his cav back and force him to react on his right flank, and this is probably enough that he won't realize this light cav crossing the distance between those 2 forests. Yeah, as I said, you have this light cav in the forest then, and you just let it walk to this point here. And the only purpose of this light cav is to recapture the workshop shortly before the main fight will take place. because then in the best case you have the shrine plus the workshop while your opponent won't have any good dojo. And honestly, if you manage to do this, you honestly already won, because it's so freaking hard to beat someone who has two good dojos while you have none. It's almost impossible, honestly. So, yeah, it looks a bit messy, I think, but I hope you can comprehend it. I find it to be pretty helpful to draw, something like the perfect front line. And the perfect front line in this case would be something like this. So you would control the whole map plus all three dojos. So, I'm not sure if I should have mentioned in the cav part already, but in this army you have Evacuator. So, and of course you put it on that hill. Because now 5 cav units plus a suddenly appearing Evacuator is most likely enough to force your opponent to retreat, unless he has like, 5 really strong cav units plus 2-3 supporting light cav. But this is unlikely, so he can't engage, otherwise he would lose his cav. And honestly, don't underestimate Evacuator in the cav fight, because they have high attack plus decent defense, and that's enough. And they have, of course, 120 men, which is also a really good help in the cav fight. So no way for opponent to capture this hill with his cav. Yeah. Then you have 2 spear units in this army, and both of them have rapid advance, which means they will reach that hill before your opponent's army, and also you have the Yamabushi guide as a retainer. So they will reach this hill earlier than your opponent's units. If your units are on the hilltop, your opponent's units will be somewhere like here. And this is just not enough. So, but as soon as you have reached that hill, you should immediately split them up. So your BP Sam goes for the right and your Yeri Sam for the left. Because then you'll cover a larger area on the map. Just imagine with your cav, Evacuator, Yeri Sam, BP Sam, and in between your cav. This is just too much to attack. And this is all gonna happen before your opponent's infantry units can reach the hill. So now you not only have cav on the hilltop plus Evacuator, but plus 2 further melee units, and your opponent can't attack, because shortly behind there will be further units, your remaining 2 Nodachis, which are supported by 1 attendant each, and you send them, of course, to your flank. So this hill now is pretty much covered by your units, and this Nodachi is going to walk over there, so you have a nice flanking unit. And you still have your matchlocks. So the matchlock Sam goes with the Nodachi to deliver some really nice flanking shots, plus your matchlock monk goes with your spears, so we have a ranged unit on the hill. So of course you can argue, man, this is just all theory stuff and it's never going to happen in a real game. Yes, most likely. But this is just one possible approach, and this whole scenario depends on that you have more cav and also stronger cav, so you can capture the hill. And what I can tell you for sure is that rapid advance plus the Yamabushi guide makes these 2 units reaching the hill before your opponent's units. Honestly, this is for sure. And of course, if you have captured this hill with your cav and 3 infantry units already, you can also get this Nodachi on the hilltop without any problems. And this Nodachi most likely can reach, this hill here before his units, because I'm not sure if your opponent is careful enough to shift his whole army to this side. I doubt this. But something in addition, if you have to attack because your opponent has a bow unit, for instance, to force you to attack or to retreat, I would suggest to get your BP-Sam, walk into the forest, supported by this Matchlock and Nodachi, and then attack from this direction. So you force your opponent to react, and his bow most likely won't shoot first, because attacking frontally is not that smart in this case, because the bow will kill one unit most likely. Plus, there is not enough space on your left flank to you know, to flank with your calf decently, because of the dojo here, and here's the hill. If your opponent puts his calf on the hill, yeah, you will fight uphill and will lose your calf on this side. So if you have to attack on that map, well, in this certain scenario, go through this forest and attack, and then just wait what your opponent is doing. Yeah, I hope you liked it, and see you in the next scenario.